go to microphone or default. That'd be coming in.
Right.
I don't know.
If you had iTunes pulled up, I don't know how that would work. Let's see.
0 decibels. We're about to see. We're about to go live and see. We got 2 people watching. There's, like I said, there's always a lag. So
We don't have to put this on. We can take this off of here.
if you want, I just always like to have a live feed watching to make sure you know. But yeah.
Okay, guys and gals out there on channel 13, if you're watching live, hello.
If you're watching on the internet.
Yeah, if you're watching on the internet, on YouTube, or on Facebook right now, why don't you go ahead and get some friends and tell them to tune in starting at 12:30. In about 10 more minutes, we're going live. We're going to be talking about the Hegelian dialect.
Hegelian Dialectic.
Hegelian Dialectic, okay? There's many different terms, many variations.
I call it the Hegelian Dialectic is what it's called. We are about to get started, guys. We're about to crank up this show. I know it's kind of late, but you're going to pull up some articles and stuff you want to pull up?
Yeah.
Or you just want to talk?
We're going to pull some articles up right now. We're trying to get our notes and everything ready, but we want to go ahead and just go live and let you guys take a look at maybe some behind-the-scenes work. If you just bear with us just a second, we're going to go through some stuff.
It doesn't start till 12:30 anyway.
Right. You actually be able to call in if you have any questions or comments in a second. We're going to give you a phone number to call in and make your comments and suggestions or questions or whatever, and we'll be glad to take them for you. But in the meantime, if you're watching Channel 13 on Fidelity Cable in Poicatepee Parish, I know it's kind of late right now, but get some of your friends, tell them to tune in to Channel 13. Also, we're on Facebook with the link on David K. Jarreau's Facebook page. And also Poicatepee Community Access Media's Facebook page. We have the link for you live and everything. So
12:21 a.m. in the morning. We're talking about the Hegelian Dialectic. Problem, reaction, solution.
Yep. This is it's the Hegelian Dialectic, so it's going to be very interesting. And you don't even know it, but you know what? You have been affected by the Hegelian Dialectic. Everybody in this whole world has been affected by it, believe it or not. And I'm just saying, I'm just giving a little teaser. It's a psyop that the governments, and the establishment media has been playing on you. You've been played, and you're going to find out how in just a minute. So
you have been played.
Let's see here.
My name's not Jimmy.
All right, it's Timmy. Yeah.
And tell her that.
And if Kim is watching, Kim, if you're watching, it's Timmy. But you knew that already. It's probably just a typo. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up some of the stuff right here.
Hopefully, you guys you'll get some out of this. I'm always trying to inform people. I always say that I will give you information and state facts, and whatever you want to do with that information is up to you.
Yes.
That's my take on when we do shows like this. I will give you the information, and you choose what you want to do with it. But I'm with state facts. So whenever you're ready to start, Dad, it's 12:23.
Just hang on one second. Okay.
I'm hanging on my thread. We can't see how many people we have watching we gotta go back to YouTube, see how many people we have watching. Pull up a new tab so we can see how many people are watching. I'm just curious. Curious George.
Oh, there's one person watching. One person is watching on YouTube. Yeah. So. So if you're tuning in on channel 13 right now, you're watching us live. This is actually live. It is 12:24 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Might be a little later depending on the lag.
Yeah, broadcasting from right here in New Rose, Louisiana. We are actually live on channel 13 right now.
Remember, Dad, whenever you tell people since there's a lag, I say it's around. Say it's around 12:24.
Sure.
It's around 12:25, 12:24. Because if you say it's 12:24, they're gonna be like, wait, it might be 12:26 with the lag.
Mm-hmm. And we got a couple more people that just tuned in. Welcome if you just started tuning in. Please stick with us. In about 6 minutes, we're going live with our program. And tell them, Tim, what they're gonna learn tonight, just real briefly.
You're going to learn about the Hegelian dialectic and how the mainstream media and the government is basically controlling you. controlling everything that you do, and they're basically fabricating a bunch of lies
Right.
to condition you and to get you to surrender to their will and what they want.
Using a very simple, tried and true formula, right?
Exactly. It's not rocket science. It's common sense.
Used by dictators for hundreds of years.
It's common sense, and I'm gonna tell you this: if you don't want to, if you still don't agree with it, and you still think it's a lie, and they're not doing this, then you just don't want to believe it.
All right, so we want to say hello to Kim Rogers. Hey, Kim, how you doing? Welcome back. And I will call you tomorrow, by the way. So I've been kind of busy today, but I'm going to give you a call tomorrow. We're going to discuss things and everything.
5 more
So
minutes, Dad.
yeah. So we're just pulling up some tabs right now with our notes, and we are fixing to get informed pretty soon, and we find out how we're being screwed by the mainstream media.
Oh, we're being screwed, man.
Yes.
They are screwing us.
Okay, so we may start.
us.
We may start a little bit early, actually, because we just about got everything ready to go here. Also, we need to record, right? We get ready to record so we can have this for playback later on.
It is recording.
Okay, recording right now? Okay.
Yeah.
You sure? It says start recording right
We're
there.
recording on YouTube. YouTube will have it. It's automatically uploaded to YouTube.
Okay.
It's automatically.
All right, that's cool.
So this is good. I say we just wait till 12:30.
Okay, yeah, we'll give a few more people some time.
What time? How many people we got watching?
We'll give a few more people some time
I'm
to
just
tune in
curious.
and everything.
Go to YouTube. 3.
so,
that means 2 people watching, including us. Let me see somebody quick.
Yeah. All right, so tonight's program is going to start at 12:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're probably going to last about 30 minutes for the program, but we are going to invite you to call in. Once again, if you're watching on Channel 13 Fidelity Cable right now,
We welcome you.
we welcome
Thank you for watching our channel.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Thank
watching
you.
our channel. Yes, because that's what we want to do. We want to stimulate discussion. We want to promote free speech. We want to talk about very controversial subjects like we're fixing to talk about in a minute. And,
It's not even controversial. It's just true.
right,
You can't
Right.
converse about this.
right,
It's either you want to believe it or you don't. I can't say this is controversial. It's true.
right.
It's plain in front of your face.
Exactly. So yeah, that's what the channel is all about. Wherever you're watching, you may be watching on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever. You may have a public access channel in your neighborhood, and I invite you to support that public access channel, free speech, and if you have anything to say, go to your channel and make your voice known. And hello, John. Also, Kim and John are watching right now.
Oh, yeah, I just got to thinking.
welcome,
it
welcome.
says 3 watching, but who needs to say more people are crowded around the computer?
And also, we have,
Who's to say?
like I said, we have Channel 13, which we have 10,000 potential viewers on Channel 13.
But it's late tonight,
Um,
so people
right.
are probably sleeping.
And so we got 3 more minutes left to showtime. And once again,
2 more minutes.
we're getting all of our stuff ready to go here. And this is our 3rd show. It's called Our Take Live. And we're going to be actually pretty soon in a little small studio with the talk show format set up. We're kind of like here in a little sound booth right here doing everything. But, we're going to have some better equipment coming up very, very soon. This is actually our 3rd show. We talked about some really local events the last 2 shows. This is more of an international, universal thing that I think we need to be discussing amongst everybody. But we had a shooting here in our parish a while back that was done pretty much in self-defense, and the guy got arrested for manslaughter, and so you can go back and watch that. We discussed that, and what was the last one? Last program that we did?
Captain Higgins.
Captain Higgins, a well-known captain in the sheriff's office, St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office, who actually quit his job and resigned because ACLU was putting pressure on the sheriff because of him just taking a hard-nosed stance against crime, and that was really, really, really a shame. But you can go back and watch that video also. All right, so we got less than a minute left, and we're going to get cranked up here.
Okay, less than a minute.
Okay, so. And we're going to give you guys some music for our upcoming shows. I know it's kind of boring to kind of just
Sit around.
just sit around listening to us talk or whatever. So let's see here.
Oh boy. Hegel. Frederick Hegel.
Okay, so I think we can get ready to get started. You ready to go?
Oh, 1 second. Alrighty. Hold on. Just wait till it hits 12:30.
All right.
Gotta be proper here.
And once again, if you're tuned in to Channel 13 on Fidelity Cable, we don't have any graphics on the screen because we have a kind of a primitive setup right now. But you can Check us out on Facebook. Just go to David K. Jarreau's Facebook page or Point Computer Community Access Media's Facebook page, and you can make comments on whatever we're talking about. If you got a pen and paper, I invite you to jot this number down right now, and it's area code 225-240-0490. Area code 225-240-0490, and you can actually call in a minute if you want to make some comments or suggestions or questions or anything. You can call in, and we'll put you live on the air right here and join part of our conversation. All right, so we're ready to get started? Just about ready to get started.
Hold on 1 second.
You go to font right there. Show fonts.
All right. So tell them the number again.
Okay, so once again, before we get started, you can give us a call at area code 225-240-0490.
That is the number, just in case. Just look at the number. Call us at 240-0490. 225-240-0490. I'm never going to give you a chance to jot the number down. Our Take Live. I think we're ready to go.
Yep.
You can close that out too
Okay.
while watching. So.
All right, very good. Okay, so ready to go. Here we
All right,
go.
let's go.
Here we go.
Okay, you're there. All
Okay.
right, we're going to start.
Okay,
So,
welcome to Our Take Live. This is show number 3. I'm David Jarreau,
and I'm Timmy Jarreau, his
Okay.
son.
and we are glad to be with you. If you can't see the resemblance here.
Yeah, my dad is very enlightened. I'm glad to be next to this
And
man.
that's what we want to do. We want to enlighten you. We want you to kind of find out. And we want you to kind of find out what's going on in the world or whatever. Get our point of view and how we see things and everything. So tonight we're going to be talking about a subject that's everybody has been influenced by at one time or another in this whole world because of governments, because of religion, and different things like that. The establishment, the global elite, the establishment have all played you. Okay, let's say that. Do you hate to be played? I hate to be played.
I hate to be played. I mean, just imagine, you've been dating this girl for 3 years and you find out she cheated on you. Don't you just hate to be played?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. People always say, it's different. It's not different. If my girlfriend's been dating her for 3 years and she cheated on me, I'm going to feel played.
Exactly. So, yeah. So you can take that off the screen or whatever. So anyway, so this is what the deal is. We have been played as a people, as a human race. We have been played. Okay, the caste system or whatever is, the rich people, the poor people, the higher ups, the lower ups or whatever, the working class, the ruling class. We've all been separated. We've been divided, and we've been pitted against each other. Okay, so what we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about what's called the Hegelian Dialectic. Okay, so that's kind of a weird term, long term or whatever, but it's called the Hegelian Dialectic, and it's a concept. It's a mental concept, and it's a way of manipulating people that has been done for centuries and centuries. Maybe
It started in the 19th century.
Right.
German philosopher Hegel.
That's right. That's we get the term from German philosopher Hegel. George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel is his name. He was a German philosopher, and he kind of came up with the Hegelian dialectic is what we call it. What a dialectic is basically is a dialectic is the art of investigating or discussing the truth of opinions. So that's basically what it is. So Hegelian, of course, refers to George Hegel, and okay. So what he found out was. George Hegel found out there's a concept that we can put toward the masses, toward the people, and that concept is basically what we call
problem, reaction, solution.
Problem, reaction, solution. That means, say if a religious leader, a government leader, or somebody that's ruling over a large group of people, say if they want to control that group of people and make them do a certain thing, okay? So the Hegelian dialectic says this is the great way to do it. We can present a problem. It could be a real problem. It could be a manufactured problem. Present it to the people. Make something bad happen. Make a problem happen. And then the people react to the problem. And then so the person who just created the problem offers a solution to the problem. So in other words, they created the problem or let a problem happen. And then they're offering a solution to that problem to get the people to do what they want the people to do or whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about some examples of the Hegelian dialectic at work.
Real quick, while we're talking about the Hegelian dialectic, I just want to say, like I was telling you earlier, it's so simple. When I say that, it's just like it's right in front of your face. Like whenever you read it out, problem, reaction, solution. you automatically know what it means. It's
Sure.
right there. Problem. They create a problem, reaction, solution. You get the idea. So like I said, let's go over some examples.
Sure. Let's go maybe one of the classic problem reaction solutions. Maybe one of them in recent times would be 9/11.
9/11. That's
9/11.
a very classic one.
Okay, so we all know anybody that's enlightened or really knows what's going on.
They're gonna know that this is.
They're going to know that the 9/11 was an inside job by the U.S. government in cahoots with Saudi Arabia and some other countries in the Middle East or whatever. Okay, so at the very least, they allowed 9/11 to happen.
Let's break it down. Okay? We got 9/11 on a big scale, and we're gonna say first off, let's break it down to problem reaction solution. The problem. What is the problem? 9/11.
Well, the problem was the terrorists. Okay, the terrorists against us. The terrorists are coming. The terrorists are coming. And what the government's problem that they had was we want to control the people. Okay, so we want to manufacture fear in the people. We want to get fear stirred up in the hearts of people. And when they get scared, they're going to give up their liberty for freedom. Okay, and that's in the guise of what? They're going to give up their liberty for freedom. What happened after 9/11? Immediately after 9/11, the TSA was formed. Okay,
TSA.
Also, the Patriot Act was formed, and also mass surveillance on the people of the United States was formed, all in the interest of giving us
all that.
NSA, all that stuff was, and that was just pretty much just I guess
the problem reaction solution, like it's a gateway. It is a gateway to open up, and you know what? Most of the dumbed down population is obviously going to go with it. They're going to say, you know what? We do need gun control. We do need surveillance because you know what? We don't want terrorists to get in our country again.
Exactly.
We don't want this to happen. They're just being conditioned.
Exactly.
That was the problem. So basically,
sure.
We hit 9/11. The reaction of the people was total fear and chaos.
Right, they're telling the government, we want protection. We want to
what can you do to protect us?
Right, give us the Patriot Act. We'll give up some of our freedoms. We'll hold our hands up in the airport. Frisk me, search me, touch my privates or whatever. Do whatever you got to do. Radiate me with a wand or whatever. Hey, look, I'm guilty till proven innocent or whatever. Everybody's a terrorist. Well, in fact, the TSA has not caught one single terrorist. I challenge you, if anybody's watching.
They've allowed terrorists to go through.
They've allowed 2 terrorists that we know of to actually go through. The shoe bomber was one of them. Okay, so they allowed terrorists to go. Okay, so the TSA has never caught a terrorist ever, and it never will catch a terrorist. So you can see that was a total disaster. And hey, what happened? The guy who was manufacturing all of the scanners and everything for people at the airports. All right, well, he was in cahoots with the government. He has some government contracts. Look it up or whatever. He made millions and millions of dollars off the government for a manufactured fear that wasn't even there. Okay, so regardless of what you think about 9/11 and who caused it, who allowed it to happen, it was used by the government to take away our freedoms in the form of supposed safety or whatever. So 9/11 really was a classic example.
I was gonna say we can look at some newer examples. I know the Paris attacks. The Paris attacks is so simple of a concept to understand and how it was problem reaction solution. People think we live in America. You know what? There's other governments. There's other people that are doing the same thing we're doing. This is not new news.
Absolutely.
Paris is a classic example. The Paris attacks. Look at that.
Sure.
Tell them about how that's a classic example.
Well, okay, so the problem that the government has is, hey, we want gun control. Okay, that's a big thing right now. Gun control.
Yeah, get your guns.
The gun. I don't have one with me right now in front of the camera, but the gun is an evil, inanimate object. It can do all kind of things by itself, supposedly. So we want to get rid of guns or whatever. Okay, so what better way to control guns is to create false flag events. Okay.
Yep, false flag.
In just
Staged
terrorism, absolutely, because just about every gun shooting, quote, mass shooting that you see today is going to be a staged false flag event in some kind of a way. And look at it. I mean, the government is using this. What's his name? Eric Holder say, never let a good crisis go to waste. Okay, he knows.
Yep.
Even if it's something that we haven't manufactured, never let a good crisis go to waste.
Always use it to push your agenda.
Absolutely.
Basically, always use it to push your agenda. Whether it's racism, Black Lives Matter, gun control, searching NSA, all that. Never let a good crisis. You know what?
Right.
I expect someone like him to say that.
Right, definitely.
Never let a good crisis go to waste.
So that's pretty much it. So I was talking to a high school principal the other day at one of our local high schools, and I was having to educate her. She never even heard of the term false flag event.
What's a false flag?
Right. So we discussed quite a few recent happenings that happened and everything. And Sandy Hook was another classic false flag event.
Classic.
It's in your face that Sandy Hook never really happened. I mean, it's just
The
there.
Colorado theater shooting, James Holmes, all
Colorado
that.
Theater, right.
Adam Lanza, James Holmes, all those.
And
people.
those kind of things go back to the MK Ultra government mind control that the
That's
government
a
has.
whole nother video.
That's a whole other story, right?
That is
So
a whole nother video.
right, there are a lot of there's for those of you that didn't know, there's two different governments operating in the United States. There's a secret shadow government, and then there's the government that we all see. There are two governments working side by side or whatever, but that's another story. So basically, we can just go on and on about the different ways that a Hegelian dialectic is being used right now. One of them is the Black Lives Matter movement. Okay, so they're taking they're using a strategy called divide and conquer. So that's what we can go into next. The Hegelian dialectic uses the divide and conquer strategy on just everybody. You look at the talking heads on Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. All these networks are really the same when you look at them.
That's what I'm saying.
They're trying to pit one class of people against another.
And all goes back to Adam and Eve.
It's right. It does.
It all goes back to Adam and Eve.
Right. Really, what the Hegelian dialectic is doing is taking a concept that was meant to be for good that God had created, because God really wants us to have free will and free choice in our lives. He does not make people robots. He wants you to choose good and bad. There are polar opposites that in nature that occur.
Your mind cannot comprehend. Your mind has to comprehend polar opposites.
Right.
Just imagine,
to resolve problems, you have to comprehend opposites. Absolutely.
You have to. It's everywhere. Pepsi, Coke, Walgreens, CVS.
Right.
Mac and PC.
Well, when you get to the basic,
opposites are everywhere.
When you get to the basic things, the basic opposites are really good and evil.
Exactly. That's where it started from. What did Adam and Eve in the garden? Remember, the serpent said it was the knowledge of the tree of good and evil.
Right. Exactly.
Good. It starts with good and evil.
Exactly. So if Adam and Eve never would have known, not to get into too much of a religious discussion, but we know that if Adam and Eve never knew evil, then good is all that they ever knew. Then they would live in eternal bliss and everything would be okay. But once they decided to disobey God, and now they know the difference between good and evil, and now they have to choose between good and evil.
That opened up the realm for division.
It opened up the realm for division, right? So
opened up that whole realm where there's division now.
So with the principles of the Hegelian dialectic, they're really capitalizing on a good concept or whatever to try to manipulate people into doing what they want it to do by creating this problem and then offering a solution to
racial division.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not just Black Lives Matter; it's Confederate flag too.
Right.
It's racial division
let's
both ways.
go. Let's go. So as citizens of the United States or wherever you might be listening to, just know that when people try to pit you against another group of people, or another class of people, or another thing or whatever, it's a divide and conquer strategy. Okay, so what's one way that they're doing the divide and conquer? Well, like I said, basically it's good versus evil. It's kind of like the top tier down or whatever. Yep. Big thing right now is racism. They're trying to pit the blacks against the whites. Isn't it kind of funny how we never hear like the Hispanics against the whites, the Asians against the whites, the Indians against the whites? It's always the blacks.
The Swedish against the whites, this and that.
Exactly. It's
the
always
Muslims against the whites.
Exactly. Right. It's always the
blacks against the whites.
It's always the blacks against the whites. So what they're doing is they're trying to divide the class of people into the blacks and to the whites, pit them against each other, and once they have that problem, they want to offer a solution to that problem, and then you in turn wind up giving more of your freedoms away for what you perceive as a solution to the problem or security or whatever.
I was just thinking of this. There's Hegelian dialectic right now in the works. There's actually Hegelian dialectic right now in the works, and you don't even know it. And that is Obama allowing these people across the border.
That's another good one.
The problem is coming.
That's another good one.
The full Hegelian dialectic has not been, happened yet, because problem, reaction, solution. But the problem, we got the problem being manufactured now. They want all these refugees. They want to let all these refugees across the border, and what's that going to do?
Absolutely. Well, number one, it's gonna insert terrorists into our country real easily. Number two, they're trying to get them to where they can vote. So they're going to vote the Democrats or the people who let them in.
Illegals, yep.
So so that just takes care of a bunch of things when you start letting illegal people into our country. That's definitely one of them. So another classic political division would be what? The two-party system, the what?
Republican and Democrat.
Absolutely, right. And now we're seeing, of course, and I think George Washington is quoted as saying, I don't have the exact quote, but he warned against the two-party class system. He said that would be a disaster, and that's exactly what it's become. He said even if there was a two-party system, it needs to be not polar opposites like we are now, but there needs to be a lot of similarities between the two parties if that's the system that we're going to have. Okay, so that's he warned of that. And now what do we see right now? We see the Republicans and the Democrats. Well, there's not really that much difference between the two when you look at it. The Republicans actually are kind of moving over to the Democrat side in their way of thinking and their way of doing things, you know. So so the political two-party class system is a classic Hegelian dialectic concept at work. What are some other Hegelian dialectic divide and conquer strategies that we have seen?
There's just so many. Like I said, you said the Republican.
Okay, well, let's talk. Let's talk about the homosexuals and the heterosexuals.
Yes,
All right,
that's a good
hey, look,
one.
we love everybody, right?
I
I
love
don't
everyone.
care. I don't care what your sexual orientation is. I love you as a person. I welcome you as a friend. Certain things I won't condone that you're doing or whatever, but that's no problem. I still accept you as a member of the human race, and I love you as my fellow brother or
You're
sister
no
human
different.
being.
Yeah, you're no different than anyone else.
So what the powers that be would like to do is take the Hegelian dialectic, and they want to separate the homosexuals into the heterosexuals, and they want to make them polar opposites, and they want to have them
pit
fight
against each other.
Exactly. They want to have them fighting against each other. Absolutely. So they're being played right now, and they don't even know it. You know. So what's some other Hegelian dialectic?
Muslims against the Christians, I guess.
That's another one. We talk about religions. The Muslims.
Religions.
Now it's the Muslims, and which is a valid argument actually. I mean, because we know the Muslims. I won't even say radical Muslims. I'll put all Muslims in the same class. They're really it's a death. It's a religion of death and destruction. And if you don't agree with their their teachings or whatever, then you must die. You either convert or you die. Okay. So they want to pit the Muslims against the Christians. And in
Could you even say Christians against atheists?
that could be another one, but I think it's more the Muslims against the Christians right now,
Yeah.
which is a big thing, you know. Even the Catholics and the Protestants, you know. I mean, it's all you know.
Divide and conquer,
Okay, here's
man.
a tip for you. Okay, anytime that you're watching the talking heads on TV, which I don't suggest, but if you flip into channels on the news channels, you're watching the talking heads or whatever, you're watching the establishment trying to sell you a message. I guarantee is going to be the Hegelian dialectic is going to be interwoven in that message, and that is going to be the divide and conquer strategy. They're going to try to pitch you into classes and polarize you apart from another group of people or whatever. Okay, that's why this is another reason. This is why whenever I meet somebody that's real rich or whatever, or that's in maybe another higher social class that I'm in, I am totally comfortable around these kind of people. You know why? Because I refuse to be divided against the rich and the poor, the working class and the middle class
That's
and the low
another way
class.
to divide.
Right. You can put me in a homeless shelter, and I'll be just as comfortable with the homeless people talking as I will at a high class party. Which we've attended some really high class parties with some millionaires and some high rolling people and everything. I love talking to either one of them. I don't feel threatened by either one of them. It's not a problem at all. I don't subscribe to the divide and conquer strategy. I will not be divided, and I will not be conquered, actually, because I see myself on an even playing field as all of humanity, really. We're all put on this earth by God. We're all doing our thing. We're all trying to get our talents and all of our things that we have to do. We're doing those in our lives and everything. So what I do in my life may not cause me to make as much money as a millionaire, businessman, lawyer, doctor, whoever. That's not a problem. I'm doing what I was called to do in my life, and basically I will not be divided into classes against anybody. That could be religion, politics, or anything else like that. Hey, you know what? I don't call myself Democrat. I don't call myself Republican. We consider ourselves libertarian, pretty much, right?
I'm an independent libertarian.
And tell people why we don't subscribe to the two-party class system and why we do that.
Because it's basically a Republican. You say Republican and Democrat. I say Democrats and Republicans.
Right.
Because they're pretty much the same thing. That's just a little joke.
Exactly.
There is no two-party system. The president is picked. They've already got the president selected right now.
Right.
You think your vote matters? It don't.
Right.
I'm just saying. I don't subscribe to really a two-party system. You know what? And people say like, well, if you think your vote doesn't matter, then why vote? And I always tell people, I want to voice my opinion. I don't care if So like I said, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, you're right. You are definitely right.
I don't really subscribe like George Washington said. Abolish the two-party system. It shouldn't be a two-party system.
Absolutely.
So
definitely. So with the knowledge that you have right now, know that Hegelian dialectic is it is in play right now. It's in widespread use by leaders, religious leaders, and government leaders, particularly, whatever. And once again, if you're watching Channel 13 Fidelity Cable, we are live right now. It is 12:49 Eastern Standard. I'm sorry, Central Standard Time. We're actually live on TV right now and on Facebook. David K. Jarreau or Point Capit Community Access Media. You can go in and chime in, send us a message, private message, or post some stuff on our timeline and everything.
So right now, what we want to do is we want to show a quick 1-minute video, and this will explain to all the people, real quick. This will explain to all the working minds out there exactly
Yes.
in 1 minute what the Hegelian dialectic is.
Okay, check it out. Hope they'll play. Audio, man.
Enemy or some aspect of its own society over which it seeks more control. This is why the term false flag attack is so named. In step 3, a rogue government will offer the solution to the problem which it created. This solution is typically a war or a system of regulations. The solution would usually not be accepted by the public had the rogue government not created the crisis and controlled the reaction to it in the first place. A government which seeks increasing control can keep pushing society to accept its agenda by following a series of problems, reactions, and solutions which it planned all along. The significance of the Hegelian dialectic is not how evil it is, but rather how often governments choose to follow it. There has not been a major war in the 20th and 21st centuries that does not follow the Hegelian dialectic.
So there we have it, guys. That is the Hegelian dialectic explained in 1 minute. As you can see, like I said, it's just very, very simple concept to understand. It's not rocket science. It's easy to understand. It's problem, reaction, solution. Like I said, when you look at it, you can just kind of look at it, and when you read the words out, you just kind of know that this is what it is, and know that, the government is fabricating false flag attacks and terrorism, all in the name of taking away your freedoms, taking away your security, all because you think that this really happened. Like, when Sandy Hook happened or when 9/11 happened, people were scared crapless, and they all thought that, wow, this is actually happening, a terrorist attack actually happening. So to feel more safe, I'm going to give up my freedoms, I'm going to give up my liberties, like all in the name, like some people say national security, and like our national security is a threat. So give up your freedoms, let us search you, let us grope you, let us do this and that to you, and we will basically have a safer America, which is total lies and is not true. But like I said, that's pretty much it. That's the Hegelian dialectic. And I want my dad chiming on a few more comments he has to say. I was just telling him that, basically, just an overview of it. That the Hegelian dialectic is basically simple. It's right in your face. Problem, reaction, solution.
It is so simple. It's just deceivingly simple how easy it operates.
It's common sense.
Right.
And it's just, I was just telling him, they just, the amount, the government fabricates all these false flag attacks and stuff. And
right.
It's just I don't
it's
know.
it's almost become comical because every time there is some type of a mass shooting or something, it's like, okay, we know it's false flag. It's not real. In other words, prove to me that this is real, and until you do, I'm going to know that this is a false flag attack that the government has created to take our guns away, basically.
When Allison Parker got shot on live news, remember that?
Right, Allison Parker.
When she got shot on live news, the problem was she got shot. The reaction was everybody's scared, and they're like, wow, I can't believe she got shot. And their solution is, let's take away your gun so no one else gets shot again.
Right. It's really getting it's just getting monotonous, really. I mean,
it's happening on a daily basis.
Right.
It's almost like it's like people are just, I don't know.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what. If anybody wants to chime in and call, if you're watching on Channel 13 Fidelity Cable, if you want to call in and make some comments or whatever, you're welcome to call. Area code 225-240-0490. Area code 225-240-0490. We're going to put the number on the screen right here.
You can call if you want. Call us. Leave your comments. Chime in. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about the
Definitely.
Hegelian dialectic.
Do you
Let
think
us
it's
know.
Do you think it's even real? Because there are a lot of people who are not awake, and I thank you guys out there that are agreeing with us for being
Yes,
awake.
amen to that.
A lot of people will refuse that this type of thing even exists, and it's just all coincidence and everything. But don't you think that the world leaders, Mao, Hitler, Stalin, all of these people, they were able to control such a large masses of people for a reason, and they were using techniques that was tried and true, and actually they worked and everything, So all these dictators are really using the same simple concept to control people.
Man, I'm telling you, man, Hegel was such a smart dude because to come up with a theory like this, and it's just it's smart. It really is.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like, and it takes the people that are running this nation. The people that run this nation, obviously, they realize how stupid the population is. They're like,
Right.
We can easily fool everybody because no one
Sure.
even cares. All they want to do is all they want to do is sit at home, watch TV, watch the Grammys, listen to their pop music,
Exactly.
and be controlled, so it won't be hard to fool them.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, do you know that the media, the total media is controlled by six companies, pretty much. So I think GE is
Disney,
right, Disney, GE, and a few other ones, whatever. So
Time
that's
Warner,
why that's why your speech, your right to free speech, is so vitally important. Even if you have unpopular opinions, if you have unpopular opinions, doesn't really make a difference if you're popular or not. You have a right to say what you want to say and have your voice be made known. And we need to take advantage of our free speech that we have in this country now because it's eroding very, very quickly. And I can tell you guys, it's not going to be here forever.
And the Hegelian dialectic is eroding it.
Right.
Like I said, we're talking about the Hegelian dialectic here.
Right.
It's eroding it.
Right. It's not going to be here forever. So so you must make use of your right to free speech. Tell people what you think. If you're in Walmart, if you're in the shopping line or whatever, and you're discussing something, talk out loud. Have your discussions out loud if you want people to know what you're talking about and everything. If it's not private, of course,
It's not private. Have
don't-
someone on the back to listen in and say,
Sure.
"Do you know about the Hegelian dialectic?"
Absolutely,
Would you like to know about
and
it?
don't be afraid. Hey, don't be afraid to talk to people about controversial subjects, and because we're too scared of
Too close-minded.
We're too afraid of rocking the boat. We don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to ruffle up feathers. We don't want to get anybody upset and everything.
You gotta ruffle up feathers.
So what happens is you wind up being quiet and you don't let people know what you're thinking. And then somebody wisely once said, in order for evil to prevail, good men do nothing, and evil will prevail.
You gotta ruffle. I'll tell you what. You gotta get people upset. You gotta ruffle up feathers to get them to really look into it. I remember before I was enlightened, before all this. I remember I used to, I looked at 9/11, all this stuff, all these shootings and stuff, Virginia Tech shooting, all that, and I'm thinking, these guys, man, this is crazy. I can't believe it's happening. Thought our government was good, and then people start talking to me and say, dude, you're being lied to, and my initial reaction is,
right.
You can't say that, you get mad at them, and you're like, I can't believe.
Right.
What do you mean the government's lying? No, they're not. And then you know what? You eventually, out of that, you begin to start looking into it. And you're like, you know what? I mean, you got to make people mad.
Absolutely.
You got to ruffle up some feathers.
We know that Facebook and Twitter and a lot of the other big social media sites, Instagram, or I'm on. We're on Facebook and all the other things. Well, they are really all operatives by the CIA. Did you know that Mark Zuckerberg has relatives in the CIA? I don't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't know that, but
Yes,
that does not surprise me.
Yes, he did. So, and I encourage you
Might as
guys.
well have known.
I encourage you guys to watch Alex Jones at InfoWars. We put him on our channel all the time and everything. But you'll learn a lot with Alex Jones and all his good team of reporters. But like Facebook and all the big social media websites are really treasure troves of information for the CIA and the NSA to get information on you. So they know where you are at all times when you check into places. I've been guilty of everything myself too. So just be careful. You really got to be careful what you say and do nowadays. Like my friend right here, Kim, just put on Facebook. You got to watch what you say a lot of times. That's true to a certain extent. You really kind of, we know a whole lot of stuff that people think we probably shouldn't know. I mean, and we'll go over a lot of that stuff later on. Look at Judge Scalia, who was murdered in Texas several weeks back, and he was absolutely murdered because me being a paramedic, a former coroner investigator with a lot of training from the University of Missouri, I know that when somebody dies, If it's a homeless person on the street and the circumstances are suspect, then you get an autopsy done. You get an investigation going, okay? Much less the Supreme Court Justice of the United States is found with a pillow over his head in his bedroom, and the bed is made up, and you're not even going to do an autopsy on him, and you're not even going to physically go out there and look at the body and examine everything. So this is what I'm saying, and he was one of the last real strong conservative voices on the Supreme Court, who really kind of split that 5-4 voting record up a lot of times too now. So we have a vacant seat on the Supreme Court, and so we're in a lot of trouble right now if we get the wrong person in the Supreme Court. We really are, And now, I mean, they will kill a Supreme Court justice to get their way. Okay, so imagine if they'll kill him, imagine who else is at danger. But once again, that goes to the Hegelian dialect, right? They want you to be afraid, okay? They want you to be afraid. They don't want you to speak your mind out of fear of death. Well, somebody said, was it Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death? I'd rather die a free man than live a man in chains. I really would. Yep. And I want my whole family to live free. But if it's the price that we have to pay,
it comes with a price.
It really does. That's why freedom is not free, guys. We have to take advantage of all of especially our constitutional amendment rights, and First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment, all of them.
You gotta those are given to us by God, right? And we have to protect those, man. We can't let that go.
Absolutely, man. So all you Second Amendment guys out there with holding fast to your guns and everything, just keep on. Being a spokesman for Second Amendment and First Amendment and all the amendments, really, the Constitution. Our Constitution is so very important that we've actually had a Supreme Court justice that was murdered for being a conservative judge.
He was the most conservative judge on that. And who's he going to be replaced by? A liberal.
Right. I hope not, but we'll see though. So.
Well, I think this pretty much wraps up our segment. It's 52 minutes in.
Yep.
We are. It's been 52 minutes.
Yeah, we started at 12:30. It's about 1 o'clock right now. So let's go ahead and recap everything real quick, and then we're gonna let you guys go, and we're gonna have another very informative show tomorrow night actually. And so basically, we're talking about the Hegelian dialectic. And how it's a very simple concept that's been used by dictators and world leaders and religious leaders for centuries to control the masses, to get them to do what the bad person usually wants them to do, and that is to create a problem, have you react to that problem, and then they offer the solution to that problem. Okay, so that is something that you need to be watching out for. I hate being lied to. I hate being played. I hate when somebody tries to take advantage of me. This is information that you can be armed with from now on. And hey, anytime that somebody tries to use a divide and conquer strategy and pitch you against another group or class of people, don't do it. Hey, recognize that.
Yeah,
recognize that we're all equal. Okay, except for the sexes are different because we're men and women, of course. Yeah. So I mean, but other than that, we're all human beings on this earth. And
next time you see next time, I'll call it a false flag. Next time you see a shooting or something happen, public on the news, do your research. Don't be scared to research it.
Yes.
Don't be scared to look into it. Don't believe everything you see on TV.
Sure, because listen to the alternative media. Listen, I got some comments saying that we have some people that are watching that are really enjoying the program, and I appreciate that. Yes. Listen here. A lot of people. The mainstream media is a dying media, okay? The alternative media is where you should be getting your news. You should be getting your news from other sources rather than the mainstream media. They all have the same script. They all trying to push the same crap on you and everything. So you need to get your news from alternative news sites. There's a lot of good news sites out there.
InfoWars, AMTV.
Right. And go to YouTube. And just because somebody's on YouTube and they have a YouTube channel and they're talking about local events, and a lot of people call it conspiracy theories, which is a totally bogus term, not a conspiracy theory. Whenever you have facts to back up what you're talking about, it's not a conspiracy, okay?
Conspiracy theory was actually a term fabricated back in the late 1960s, I believe, to get people to stop asking questions about, what was it? JFK.
JFK, right, that's right. JFK, thanks, JFK. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
Yeah, that's right.
It was actually, actually to get people to stop asking questions about JFK and everything that happened.
Right.
They fabricated that.
Absolutely. And conspiracy theories, that's for something if you just saying something that your opinion is on something, you have no facts to back it up. But there are a lot of good alternative media sites. Go to Alex Jones, Infowars.com is and right there in Austin, Texas, of all places. Which we're gonna go be seeing Alex Jones pretty soon, actually. So Alex Jones is really going to keep you informed, and Alex Jones will tell you. I've aired some of his programs on Channel 13. He wants you to create your own video programs, you to create your own YouTube channels. You as a thinking individual, not being fed crap by the mainstream media and other sources, but you as a critical thinking individual.
Do your own research.
Do your own research.
Put your own videos out there. Alex Jones has said time and time before, you can't rely on me to put all this out. You can't rely on me to just do your own research.
Sure, absolutely.
Stop relying on me and stop coming to me all the time. Exactly. I want you to do your own research.
Exactly.
I want you to, because there's people that you can reach that I can't.
Absolutely, that's right. And so that comes with doing your research on the internet. Go to Drudge Report. The Supreme. Check this out. Okay, Justice Scalia, who was just murdered, had recently talked about what a danger it was going to be for Drudge Report. It was going to be illegal for him pretty soon if the Supreme Court were voting in the right direction or whatever. That the Drudge Report was going to be illegal because what does he do? All the Drudge Report is a news site aggregator. He takes links from other news sources and puts them on his website. He's the biggest website in the world as far as hits and everything goes. And so they're trying to make it illegal under, quote, copyright laws for you to take a link and put either on your Facebook, your website, or anything else like that. So, and the reason they're doing that is they don't want you to be a critical thinker and to be able to research news sources from other sites and everything. Don't listen to the mainstream media. I'll name them from the worst to the worst. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, CBS, NBC, ABC,
They're
all of
the
them.
same. They're
I mean,
all the same.
what is the symbol? Okay, we're going to go into a little bit. We got a little bit of time. What is the symbol for CBS?
It's all seeing eye.
Exactly. Come on, guys. You've got to realize what's going on here. What are some of the most famous head poses that you see in the media, in the arts? What is it? That's one of them. What's another one? Thank you, Tim. How many, Beyonce, here's a 666, okay?
Yeah.
Exactly, Beyonce, okay, with the pyramid, okay?
Oh, this right here. The classic pyramid covering up one eye.
Exactly, right. And that kind of looks like what's on your dollar bill right now, too. The triangle on your dollar bill and everything. All signs of the Illuminati